It's time.
Welcome to Date with DANU. As we're in the month of June, we are celebrating Pride on the show today.
Hi, I'm Thilina,
Hi, I'm Firon.
and we are here on a date with
With
DANU.
DANU.
So it's June, it's Pride Month, it's our month, so we are here to celebrate our queer identities with DANU.
Yes, with DANU.
Hi, my name is Navoda Bennett.
Hi, I'm Vishwa.
We are here to go on a date with DANU.
We are here to celebrate the Pride and embrace ourselves and to see who we are to the world.
Because we are open and proud about who we are.
Welcome to the show. As we are celebrating Pride, I have four very vibrant personalities speaking about their identity and how they like to represent themselves today on the show, and everything that goes being someone who is unique and how it sort of works in the society, the workplace, and also the lives they lead. All right, let's speak more about it, of course. To start the show, I'm going to just read the names out and I'm going to let you all do the introduction. I have Navoda, I have Thilina, Vishwa, and Firon. Got it right. All right, so I'm going to just start with you. Just introduce yourself and also how you identify yourself.
So basically, I go by Benny. Now the Bennett is still the name I use, but
Okay.
like for safety purposes, since I'm activist and everything, I go by Benny. Benny, yes. And I am a queer rights activist, women's rights activist, and environmentalist. I'm also a freelance fashion designer and hoping to be entrepreneur one day. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm Thilina. So I'm a social media influencer mainly on TikTok. I started documenting my journey as a trans man living in Sri Lanka. And having fun in the platform. So and also I'm a psychology graduate as well. So I plan to work with parents of trans kids in the future after my doctorate. So and I'm a gym enthusiast as well. So yeah.
I'm Vishwa. I'm a founder and the chairperson of the Youth Pride. I think it's the one and only youth-focusing LGBTQ organization in Sri Lanka. Yeah, that's it.
Hi, I'm Firon. So I'm a gay person and I'm working for the human rights field like 6 years now. And I'm trying to work with feminist activists also for the betterment of the women's empowering and their world. That's me. And I'm also gym rat.
Can't relate to you on that, don't worry. So let's start the show off. It's a very colorful show. All of you look fabulous. So you were my first point of contact, and I asked you to sort of gather people who are light-minded, who are willing to speak about issues that is faced by gay, bi, trans, all these communities. Let's start off. When you were growing up and when you were facing the society, did you feel there was something within you that was not understood by the people around you?
So basically, I was always myself. I have told, like, since my mother gave birth to me, I came out of the hospital even so flamboyantly. I was
You
born.
cried like in a...
Wow, girl! I was born on January 1st. I make a big entrance. I was
Right,
the
okay.
firstborn in that year in that hospital. So. Anyways, so yeah, like my family knew I was different, and I used to knew that I don't fit in with all the other boys in school or anything like that. I had two sisters as well. I used to always play Barbies and like dress up. Since I'm a designer as well, I used to make them clothes and stuff, and I used to do runways at my house by myself at night. So I always knew, my parents even knew, right? I never had to come out to them as like, oh, I'm like a non-binary person or something like that, but I did have to tell them that I like boys. That was a bit of a tricky thing. My mother was super like traditional back then, so she took it tough. And my family is pretty educated. So because of that, they understood that this is not a sickness that has to be cured. This is just who they are. So my sisters helped my parents understand, and I'm in a really good place with my family and everything.
And that,
So,
I think the most important thing is to have your family's support. I think that's
True.
the biggest support system you can ask for.
Exactly. It takes a long time for them to understand. Still, they are like adapting to it. Though I'm non-binary, my mother wants me to be like a cis woman sort of a thing. So she's pushing me to like wear long dresses like my sisters and like wear bras and stuff. And I'm like, no, like I don't do that. I don't need to do that. So yeah.
It takes time. How was it for you?
Yeah, I also felt, since I exactly remember the age, I was 4. Well, I was in mixed nursery. So I was questioning why I was not wearing boys' clothes. I didn't know that there were boys and girls and we had different parts. I thought, okay, because our parents wanted us to wear certain things, we had to dress that way. And I was like, why didn't my parents dress me that way, in shorts and shirts? So later I learned that we had different parts when my brother was born.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that's why. That's the reason they call me a girl. Okay.
And then when you wanted to transition, how was it when you had to break this news to your parents?
Well, actually, I don't really talk that much.
Oh,
So even with my friends, I talk, but with my parents, I was not emotionally that much connected. So it was really hard to like talk this much of a personal stuff. So I wrote a long letter.
Right.
I kept it in my father's table and I went away for the day.
This
This was 2018.
Right.
So after that, I had to come out to them like 4 times again within 4 years span, and only then they accepted me. And
Oh, so 4 times you had to do the same
Yeah.
conversation.
Yes.
Okay. So when you wanted to change your appearance, because they say it's a huge decision, especially when you're transitioning from a girl to a boy. There is a lot of changes that you go through, and how
But
was
in
that?
appearance wise, there was not that much a change for me, because
Right.
I was always tomboy expressing as well in school. But for them, it was the like, dua puta. That's the biggest
That's-
issue
yeah.
they had. Even though they have seen me in boys' clothes and everything, that was the biggest issue with them, because we have a very cultural thing with our roles, with dua puta. So yeah.
Yeah. So now they have 2 putas. Yeah. which is-
And my sister as well.
there you go. Now, I have to ask you, being young, out there, and also organizing the pride movement for the youth and being the face and the champion for it, how was it for you in the house, in the society, or the places that you are?
Originally I'm from Kego, so I just had my mom. So yeah, when I was 16, I knew that there's something different with me and other boys. So then I was looking for the resources, but I didn't even had a phone. So after my O-levels, I got a phone, and then I reached out to some resources and I got, this is it. And some people were using fake accounts for these things. I never knew that gay people love. I just knew gay people do sex. So after I got to know that they do love and sex and all the things, so I was like, yeah.
So you never knew there was an emotional part to
Yo.
this. You just thought, okay, gay guys are just there to have a sexual relationship.
Yeah, because I didn't had that much resources and I didn't had that experience. So then I got to know, this is normal. There are many people out and proud. So why should I hide this? So, and then I saw someone's video. She was calling herself as a psychologist or something. So she was telling these homosexual people are trying to catch your children. So
Okay, they're trying to convert them.
yeah.
Okay.
So then I was like, my mom is also using social media.
Yeah.
If she'll watch this video before I say her, like she will be like, you are also same.
Right.
So I decided to write a long letter as
Again.
she did.
Okay.
So I kept it on the TV and I sent her a message. There's a letter. Please read it.
Right.
So then
But
she was
mothers
like,
have a very strong idea about who their child is.
yeah, their only son.
Yeah.
So yeah, and she read the letter and she was like, did someone do something to you?
Oh.
I was like, no, this is normal. And then little by little I gave her information and the resources, and she used to watch Bhumi's videos. So yeah, now it's totally fine.
And she was able to understand.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them because I think in their world, they might have not had this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a totally cultural woman.
Yeah. Now, you are 20 years old, right?
I'm 28 years old.
28.
Yes.
Now it makes sense. And you have been working in this field for the past 6 years.
Yes.
And how was it when you came out?
I came out to my mother like when I was in grade 11. When I told her that I'm gay and I like boys, I don't like girls, I don't have feelings about girls, then she said only one thing. She said, ඔයා කියන්න ඕනේ නෑ මම දනන් හිටියා. She said I knew it for like long time. She said she felt that since when I born, and she said it's okay. It's your life. We have to teach you how to live in this world and how to do things and how to not to do things. So you have to choose what's good and bad. So you can live however you want. We don't force you to do something that you don't need to do. And she said my father also, and his answer was the same.
That's amazing.
And the most important part is like they were not highly educated people, but they were from Colombo and multicultural backgrounds. So I think that must be the reason that they were very open-minded about these things.
I think end of the day, having the heart to love your child no matter what is the most important thing. We are getting to a segment that I simply love. It's called Hot Seat. Let's get into it. Normally we have a very, strict hot seat segment, but this one is a fun segment.
Okay.
Right? Here we go. There's a saying that the most homophobic people have had a homosexual encounter at some point or the other. Is this statement true or false?
It is true. Like, it's like, so most of the people who reach us out to us on social media, like they yell at us or they put hate comments, and they're in our DMs asking to take a video call or flirting with us. I'm like,
Yes.
honey, please.
Yeah, like most of them have internal homophobia, like they are homosexual as well.
Towards
But
themselves.
to hide their identity because they are insecure, they have internal homophobia.
That's true. That's
Y'all
why
all
they have
agree?
internal phobia.
Fine. Got the answer we need.
Huh?
Next one. Grindr, Tinder, Insta, FB.
Okay.
What's the best platform to get some action?
Insta.
Oh.
No.
Or Grindr.
No.
Grindr, but it's a bit dangerous these days.
Yes.
True.
Oh, really?
There's many dramas.
Because like there are people who gang up and like call people to come to their place and then literally like steal their stuff and like take pictures of them, blackmail them and stuff. We caught a few.
Yes, around
Like-
Mount Lavinia, Rajagiriya, Boralla and those areas.
So cops
There's
are
many people.
aware about it. They have, because of Bhumi's work and everything, they have to be good to us now. Like we can go to the Women's and Children Bureau and complain any LGBTQI matter around and they have to accept it. They're super friendly, to be honest. Sometimes, not everyone.
every time.
But yeah.
Okay, so Instagram is the preferred
Instagram
platform.
and
No,
Tinder.
for me, TikTok.
Bumble
Tinder.
is good as well.
Yeah,
Tinder and Bumble,
Bumble
yeah.
is safe.
Those are safe.
Bumble I didn't put here.
Bumble is safe because I think Tinder and like Tinder was Tinder was made by a couple, right? So they got divorced and the woman made Bumble and the man is running Tinder.
so
So the woman's one is super friendly and
Right.
accepting and
So
like
Bumble it is.
Yes.
So vote-wise, Bumble is number 1, Tinder is
is
number
two,
2,
and
number 3 is Insta.
Number 4 is Grindr.
Okay, for
TikTok is not even.
It's not even the
Sorry, only you are on it.
yeah.
And FB, like a lot of like monks and people come to our DMs as well, so it's kind of creepy. So no.
Oh, please cut that thing. Please cut that.
All right.
Feet on.
Now, post Will and Grace, Sex Education, Glee, RuPaul. What's your favorite and least favorite TV show?
Mine is
Most favorite
RuPaul.
is
Favorite
RuPaul's.
is sex education.
Pause.
Ma-
Sex Education.
Sex education.
Favorite is Sex Education and RuPaul. I like a bit of drag.
Okay.
Not a bit, but yeah.
Does size matter?
No.
Not exactly, no.
The pleasure.
Yeah, like size
Depends
doesn't
on the
matter.
person you're with.
True.
I want to ask the man there.
Not always.
Right.
Not always.
I was taught something new today. Don't ever bend your middle finger.
Oh God.
If your life was a song, what would the title be?
My will me.
Okay. Radio stations will have a huge problem sort of introing that song. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh come on.
What was the question again?
Born this way.
Born this way.
Born this way.
Born this way, okay.
What was the question again?
If you were a song, your life was a song.
There
It
are
can
so
even be
many
a single
songs
song.
related to my life that now I can't recall any of this. Mm,
Thilina?
But that's what
There's
I'm
a song in
I
Greatest
can't come up
Showman.
with such stuff.
If it could be a single song,
Yeah.
my title will be Olga Devi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm moving on to the next question. Kill, marry, hook up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm giving you 4 options. You can pick who you want to do what
Okay.
with. Ranjan Ramanayaka, Chandimal Jayasinghe, Pumi Hansamali, Namal Rajapaksa. Who would you kill first? Oh no, we'll start with the positive things. Who will you marry?
You gave me one option.
Yeah, but you can choose. Okay, so you'll marry Pumi, okay?
I'll marry Ranjan.
Okay. You?
Why you?
I will kill Ranjan and I don't
Marry
know,
who?
Who are the two like?
Others are Namal and Chandimal.
Oh God, I will marry Chandima because I don't think he will want to do anything with me. And like, I would. Who's the other one? Sorry, now.
Nama.
What am I left with? Oh no!
Oh my god.
Hook up.
No! Oh God, I will rather. Oh God, I don't know.
Who will you hook up and kill? Hypothetical question.
Okay, fine.
So you're going to marry Pumi.
That's unfair. You should have put another woman there.
Pushpika.
Okay. Okay, I'll go and hook up with Pushpika.
And who would you kill?
I'll kill Nama.
Nama. Okay.
Yeah.
You have already decided to marry Ranjan.
Okay.
And who would you?
I'll go and hook up with Pumi and
you
kill
will
Namal.
Done. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't murder more
Chandima?
people.
Chandima?
Chandimal, nothing. No?
Only 3
Let him
options.
be. You.
It's better to marry Pumi other than killing and hookups with other people.
Choose.
Just
I would
one.
marry Pumi and will
Live life.
like that. Yes.
Done. Pumi is like Dolly Parton. Everyone's favorite.
Dolly Parton of Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Anyways, would like to say thank you to our friends at Crystal Luxury Wellness for being a part of the show. You are a winner, you are a winner, you're a winner, you're a winner. We are all winners.
Yeah.
We'll see you after the break. Please stick around. Welcome back to the show. We are speaking about something very important in the month of June. Loving your children no matter what, finding a safe environment for them to live in. It doesn't need to only be an identification of a different gender or a sex orientation. It could be anything. A child may come to you with all types of needs to confess. Let's speak about some of the situations that y'all have worked with, because y'all are activists, y'all work on these projects on a grassroots level, speaking to so many, and y'all were in New Delhi just last week. Let's speak about the rural areas or kids who are not fortunate enough to have parents who are understanding, loving no matter, or even having that broad sense of mindset to understand, okay, whatever the world says, this is our child. Tell me some of the problems that y'all have seen and worked with.
So I'm working at NTN these days. So I'm their dropping center manager. So these days we have a kid, trans feminine kid. So she has a special needs condition as well. So their parents her parents doesn't like her dressing feminine and everything. So they have like given up on her, and she ran away. And this is the second time she is here at NTN. So like we thought of, so we have our youth team. So our youth team collectively said, okay, let's do something for her, like give her an opportunity. And also, yeah, there are kids like that. So her parents won't take her back with what we have seen.
So they don't want her not only as someone who doesn't identify as a gender that person was born in, but also the fact that they have some kind of a learning difficulty.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
And like I think it's mostly to do with some parents. I don't know how to say. Like some parents, most of the time they say to us and like their own children, we are doing this for your own good, and they try to highlight it in that way. But I think in one way they are scared for us. Right? How would the world face us and everything? In one way, because Sri Lanka is such a cultural, like religious country, they're scared about that as well. What would other people think about our family?
Like the parent-child relationship, when it comes to queer kids, it's like a two-way thing. So like they need time to figure it out, and we can't wait forever for them to figure it out to live our lives, right? So it's like a two-way street. We need to meet at some point and like not an agreement, like it's how relationships are, understanding. Yeah.
Now you have worked with the youth. Tell me some of the problems that comes into your mind as a first thing, like these kids have come and told you.
The main thing is the less resources.
For information.
Yes, to identify themselves and to go through the transitioning process and all the stuff. There's no enough resources for the people who are living in rural areas. As the person who is coming from Kegol, I know how hard it was. So the main thing is that, and the culture and the religion and the caste and all the things are the problems with the parents. That's why they are not understanding.
Society-bound living.
Yes.
Like what would the society think, our neighborhood think?
Even parents understands us and they accept who we are. When someone is talking badly about us with the parents, they will turn on the other side.
It's all.
Now I wanted to ask you, being a boy in the family, it comes with an unwanted amount of weight in a society like Sri Lanka, that like, you are the boy, you are supposed to keep our name alive, all of these things. How is it for you not from your parents? Because your mom knew and she loved you no matter. Your relatives, your friends' parents, how do they see it?
My relatives all know about me now, but when they were getting to know about those things, they were like asking my mother, what is he doing? Why is he like that? Why is he bring boy to your? Because one of my ex and me, we were living in our house like 4 years. We were living with my family. So our relatives asked my mother why what that person is doing there and asking. So she has said like he's Chotiputa's partner. Then they were like, what are you talking? Then my mother has said like, ඒකයාගේ ලයිෆ් එක එයා කැමති විදිහට එයා ජීවත් වුණා. මොකද එයා හැම දෙයක්ම කරලා තිනවා එයාගේ ලයිෆ් එක යාට කරන්න ඕන දේවල්. ඉතින් අපි එයාට බලහත්කාරයෙන් එයාට ඕන නැති දෙයකට යොමු කරන්නේ නැහැ. Then everyone like shut their mouths. Then now no one's asking questions and no one's like my cousins are very supportive to me. One of my cousins, she asked me, when are you gonna find a partner now? You are now getting old. When you are giving wedding cakes to us, like mage generation එකේ හැමෝම ගොඩක්ම sensitive,
supportive, and they are more understanding towards this issue. Now, one of the issues that we face is the system has been made to only identify two people,
Yes.
man or a woman. It could be school, it could be a toilet, it could be a public documentation, all of this. But in India, there is a third gender recognized. Now, sometimes when you identify yourself as they, them, it can be very hard. How do you all deal with it? Especially, like, let's say, if you go to the bank today, what do you think will be the first challenge for you?
So if you speak about like people who identify as they them in Sri Lanka, like I don't just identify as they them, right? Since I'm a trans non-binary person, I might go through the transition, that's for my body, right? But the way I identify myself is she, they, and I don't really like to fit into a box. Actually, the she part is there is for my own safety, and sometimes I do feel comfortable like expressing myself in a really feminine manner, though I don't identify as that. So I do pass most of the time, but people who just like go through as like a non-binary person, they do have insecurities. I mean, we don't have washroom access in Sri Lanka. I recently went viral on TikTok for this. It's annoying. But anyways, so like these people have asked me what washrooms do I go to. I was like,
and these are some of the common questions that you get.
Yes, yeah. So
and these questions, some may send it out of just for the fun of it, but some send it because they want to learn.
Yes, like for example, this person in my TikTok platform, what I do is I answer the common questions and like everyone has in Sri Lanka in Sinhala, so they understand it. So basically, if I take for example, this person asked me, I have a 9-year-old daughter. What am I supposed to do? I don't feel safe to send my daughter into a washroom when someone like you is going. A rapist or a person who can assault can dress up as a woman and say like this because non-binary people don't have documents in Sri Lanka and go to a washroom. Then I'm like, yes, I completely understand what you're saying, but we have to be, I was raped and assaulted multiple times as a child in school as well. So I had this guy who used to follow me to the washroom and like me, sort of a thing. So like I have had experiences, so I feel insecure to go to a male washroom. That's why I go to the female one, because I feel accepted and comfortable to go to. So rapists and assault, like people who assault other people, can come in all types of genders. Even a woman can rape another woman or assault another woman. So you have to be able to teach a child how to defend themselves. I know it may be hard sometimes with the societal standards and everything, but if you feel insecure, you have to send someone with them inside, because this could happen no matter what, LGBTQI person or a normal person, right? So I go to the washroom which I'm comfortable in, and I know how to defend myself and take care of myself in a situation. So everyone should learn self-care and self-defense and stuff when a situation comes, because we can't, when a situation comes, sometimes we can't just always blame the other party because they might have some mental condition. I'm not validating it. I'm saying we have to be able to take care of ourselves. And like if you feel insecure to send your child, just send someone with them. That's the only option I can give you. So yeah.
In terms of using innocence of a child who may express more feminine behavior or even masculine behavior, in terms of when we are going to a same gender school, when hormonal changes are happening, everyone wants to see what they can do. Now, I do want to bring this up for the reason that we have a lot of boys' schools and girls' schools, and a lot of things do happen behind closed doors, and we never speak about it. I want to come back and speak about that when we do come back. Do stick around. This is A Date with DANU, where we are speaking about pride and everything that comes along with it for the month of June. After this. Welcome back to the show. Now, before I get to the topic that I wanted to speak about, I wanted to ask Thilina this question. When you are transitioning, as the ones with you are not going through a transitioning program, people always like to ask the question that they should not ask. Like, have you done all the surgeries? How do you feel about answering these questions? And is it offensive?
Offensiveness depends on the person. Like, I am an open person about my transition. So until recent, I didn't talk about the bottom surgery at all on my TikTok platform. So only recently I started talking about it because my bottom dysphoria was too high. But now I am starting to deal with it and take myself through it as well, because it's important to me as well. So yeah, it depends on the person. So if you ask a trans person in the society, have you done all the surgeries, have you gone through, have you transitioned fully? There's no such thing as transitioning fully. It depends on the person.
Yeah.
Some might go through the surgery, some might not. That's totally up to the person. So if you go and ask, have you done all the surgeries, it's offensive. But like from a person like me, it's fine because I talk about that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think it's the way you approach the topic. You approach the topic with respect, you will get an answer in. But if you approach the topic just because you are inquisitive, it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
like, and sometimes the issue in like a space where like a lot of advocacy and visibility is not there, someone has to like do it because someone has to take the lead and do it, right? So even non-binary identities, people are so confused about it. I mean, I'm also confused sometimes,
I
right?
know.
Because
And
they're
you know, when they walked in, I actually asked them, I said, please don't get offended. I just want to know, how should I address you? And I think that's the right way to address a situation.
Without assuming
Yeah.
you are this, you are that, based on the appearance.
Yeah, like you keep your emotional side apart and you just do it. Even on TikTok, the questions are so offensive sometimes and so like.
Sometimes it's really hard to.
So without dysphoria and everything, but the issue is we have to answer it. If we don't do it,
Then
who
who
is
is?
gonna do it?
Yeah.
So.
Now let's speak about schools and schools that we were going to. Now I went to an all-boys school, and there have been things that have happened, quite questionable, I must say. I actually recently spoke about it, saying, if I had known what I know today, looking at some of my classmates, I would have wondered, are you straight? Because you go through such a timeline where you are experimenting, your body is changing, your hormone levels are weird, and you just don't know where to turn, and all what you see is a bunch of boys around you. So things do happen. Now, although we may not like to talk about it, now all of you might have gone to a same gender school.
Yeah.
No. I went to a mixed school.
Oh,
For me, it's 50-50. I went to a mixed school in like before grade 5, and then they put me into a all-boys school.
and that would have been the hardest timeline for you.
So basically, like my parents thought I will get more masculine if I was put into a boys' school because I was hanging out with girls in the earlier school, and I was dyslexic as well. So it kind of like got annoying because like they thought it's a language issue for me. So I went for English medium, then I went for Sinhala medium. The answering sheets were like Pali for me. I was like, no. But the boys' school will make me masculine part. It didn't actually. It made me more feminine. I was in like a candy land with all these boys. So I was like, girl, please. So yeah.
But did people take use of your innocence and your understanding about how you described yourself? Was it used by the others?
Yes, it was. I had to use it as a defense mechanism, to be honest, sometimes because
Not to be bullied, not to be
yeah,
cornered.
exactly, harassed. But I mean, I grew up with social media, so I had a little bit of an upper hand because people used to send me like pictures, like you know, nude pictures, and take video calls.
In school?
Yeah. Oh, come on. So basically, I'm a Gen Z, so all the people had smartphones and everything. I did a clever thing where I didn't delete it. I kept it, so they were scared to do anything to me. So I was
Because
here
you
and I
had-
went here. I was
Yeah.
the queen bee of my school. So.
Right, so you had evidence to throw them under the bus.
Yes. Even the prefects couldn't touch me.
Right. But they wanted to touch you, that's
Oh,
why.
honey, yes. Come
Yeah.
on, look at me.
Right. Now, I wanted to ask you, how was it you were in all-girls school initially?
It was fun. It was really fun.
He's the only man.
I'm
Yeah.
the only man and only boy in the class. And
Did you have crushes on girls? Did girls have crushes on you?
yeah,
And did you experiment anything in school?
no. Because I had too much dysphoria with my body. I actually hated my body in school. So still I'm struggling with it. So yeah.
So you were never, okay. But your classmates knew that,
Yeah.
and they were
They
supportive?
knew in the sense not transgender and everything. Even I knew that when I was 18. So they knew I was the boy in the class.
The
class
tomboy.
Kolla. Yeah.
Yeah. They
Not even
always-
the tomboy. Class Kolla. Even the teachers were like class Kolla. Ako ape Kolla. Even they were like that. So yeah. So when I came out to them, it was really easy because they already knew and some were expecting me and they were like, we knew it already. We were waiting for you to come out to
Come out
us.
and say
So,
it,
yeah.
In Kegol, how was life, school?
First I went to a mixed school until my O-levels, and then I went to all boys school in Kegol, a famous and old school. And I was the president of the media club, and I was supposed to be a prefect. And after I came out as a gay person,
You did it while you were in school.
yeah, I lost all the positions and all the things, and I got bullied and harassed and discriminated
By
from
the
school.
teachers and authorities?
Principal, teachers, prefects, and the old boys and all the people. And I wanted to stop it in school because there are many queer people in my school because it's a boys' school. And so I did one thing. I filed a human rights violation case in Human Rights Commission, and
that
I
age?
took my principal and I took my principal into that, and they were suggested to do a training on gender and sexualities for the teachers and non-academic staff in the school. So yeah, now there's nothing happens like that.
Wow. You have been the voice for so many who
Yeah.
would have, that's remarkable. Well done. And during this time, were there other schoolmates who thought that, you know, you were innocent enough to be used sexually?
No.
Because you knew your rights.
Yeah.
You knew how to fight for it. See, it's great that you did your research. You went out there and learnt what you need to learn, which is remarkable. Not everyone has that, presence of mind maybe. So you went to a mixed school.
Yes.
All the girls didn't work.
Yes. No one works. Like, as far as I remember, there was only like 3 to 4 queer people there in my school, and no one got to bully me because I was like everyone's friend.
Right.
So they treated
You were
me
kind,
like,
you were
yes.
approachable, okay.
They were
He's still
they were
like
treated me like he's nice one, so don't bully him or like that. And as far as I remember, there was only 3 to 4 queer people because it's most like a mixed school. So there were no more queer people there. And there's a famous misconception we have to correct, that everyone's going to a all boys school or all girls school doesn't came as queer people. Even boys who have their first sexual experience with a boy does not came out as a gay person.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the only sexual act. Orientation is far beyond that.
Yeah, it's more of an experimental
Experiment.
phase. Everyone has to go through it to figure out who you are. So it's an experimental phase.
They don't come out as a gay or bisexual
Just because
they had
they
a
sleep
sex.
with the same gender.
Yes.
Got you. All right.
That's a famous misconception we have to.
Break that norm.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get into a competition called Smack. Thank you to our friends at Smack for joining us on the show. Now, this is a true Sri Lankan product. You should be so proud when you hold one of these in your hands. Now, Smack has been a part of our growing up years as well, giving you true essence of the fruits and the farms that they bring it up with. It's completely done in a way that you know you're enjoying the true nourishment that the fruits or even the milk that they source from farmers who are close by to their community. It's all coming fresh to their factories. You can now enjoy this amazing beverage at all your favorite places, and at the same time, for your convenience, it comes in their signature bottles and also in the packs and also in bottles that you can serve at home and so much more. Enjoy this household name that we have always fallen in love with, Smack. Thank you for being with us on the show. All right, so we have a game and it's called Smack That. Quite a creative game, and one of you will win this. But considering the fact that all of you all have some kind of relationship now, I'll tell you all more about it. Like in this queer world of relationships, this is the mother.
So I'm a mother and a sister and
Okay.
like a child, I guess.
Can't play all the roles. It's like Mahagadra gone raw.
Oh, it is
yeah.
like that. Like
Yeah.
literally it's like that. The
Literally
drama
that
is
is.
24/7.
Oh my God. All right, here we go. These are the questions. Guess. I absolutely love holding your buns all day. What am I? Don't think dirty. I absolutely love holding your buns. Bun.
A chair.
No, that's bum.
Oh.
Hairdresser?
You are close.
Oh.
You're very good. Actually, yeah, it's hair.
Okay.
It's called the hair tie, not the dressing.
okay.
Well done. Some people like to keep me trimmed, others keep me long. Everywhere seems to get covered in it. What am I?
Beard.
No. Think environment, nature.
It's not Sari Potter, right?
Nature.
Okay.
Grass.
Correct. I grow in a bed. First white, then red.
Roses.
First white, then red. And the plumber I get, the better women like me.
Strawberries?
You all are very good, huh? You must blow me to play with me. What am I?
Flute.
Balloon?
Correct.
Okay.
Take your mind off the gutter. Congratulations.
Who's gonna win now?
Who answered the most?
They
got
both
two right.
answered two
She
questions.
got 2 right.
Two.
It's a
Yours
tie.
got
I
one.
It's
I
a
got
tie.
1.
Okay, it's one family. Share it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Smack, for being with us on the show. Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after. Just a few days ago, Daily Mirror reported there has been a rise in HIV cases in Sri Lanka. Now, sexually transmitted diseases sometimes just don't get identified. They do not know that they have it, so they don't get tested. And when you don't, it becomes a terrible web that people tend to share. And also, it is not a disease that is only in the queer community. Although a lot of people in the 80s did believe that gay men founded AIDS, which is not the case. But today, knowing about this and having intercourse in a more secure, safe way is the way forward. Now, how much does the gay community or the queer community know about it? Do they have these information, or is there a way for them to get this prior to having any type of relationship? If somebody could answer.
Shall I switch to Sinhala because I can then give a better explanation?
Tell me.
ඇත්තටම queer community එක හුඟක් වෙලාවට HIV STI ගැන knowledge එක share වෙනවා එයාලා අතරේ. ඒක වෙන්නේ දැන් ලංකාවේ යනවා global fund project එක. Fight for AIDS and tuberculosis and malaria කියන GFATM project එක. ඒක health ministry එකකින් NSACP එක සහ family planning association එක එකතු වෙලා තව community based organizations නැත්නම් community led organization එක එකතු වෙලා ඒගොල්ලෝ project එක කරනවා. ඒකෙන් කරන්නේ අපි prevention සහ awareness raising. ඒතකොට prevention වලදී දැනට ලංකාවේ තියෙන ඕනම කෙනෙකුට ඕනම government based hospital එකකට ගිහිල්ලා තමන්ගේ HIV STI screening එකක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. සහ even condoms lubricant පවා ඒ clinic එකෙන් provide කරනවා. ඒ වගේම තව දෙයක් තමයි PrEP සහ PEP කියලා pre-exposure prophylaxis and post-exposure prophylaxis කියලා medications දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ treatment දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකෙන් කියන්නේ basically
Now, that's something I wanted to speak to you about. Now, a lot of people do not know there's something called PrEP and PEP, right?
Yes, PEP.
So, let's speak about PrEP. PrEP is something that you are on every day, is it?
No, not actually. It has two methods.
Okay.
One is regular method. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාට regularly ගන්න ඕනේ one pill or two pills daily basis ගන්න ඕනේ. දවස් 29ක් එක දිගට ගත්තට පස්සේ vaccine එක හැදුනට පස්සේ ඔයාට ආයි එක දිගටම ගන්න ඕනේ. නමුත් දවස් 29ක් ගන්නකම් unsafe sex කරන්න හොඳ නැහැ.
Right.
මොකද වැක්සින් එක ඒ වෙද්දි ඇඟ ඇතුලේ හැදිලා නැහැ. නමුත් 29කට පස්සේ without condom එක unsafe උනත් sexual intercourse එකක් උනාට risk එක අඩුයි. නමුත් අපි හැමතිස්සෙම promote කරන්නේ use PrEP with a condom.
Right.
මොකද එතකොට තමයි 100%
You are safe. And what is PEP?
PEP is like after. ඒ කියන්නේ හිතන්නකෝ if you had a
sexual intercourse without protection. Right.
So you can get PrEP within 72 hours.
Right.
පය 72ක් ඇතුළත ડોක්ටර් කෙනෙක්ව හම්බෙලා, ඒ කියන්නේ ක්ලිනික් එකට ගිහිල්ලා කන්සල්ටන්ට්ව හම්බ වෙලා කන්සල්ටන්ට් තමන්ගේ ඉෂුව එක එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරාම ඒගොල්ලෝ PEP එක ඉෂුව කරනවා. PEP එක දවස් 29ක් එක දිගට බොන්න ඕනේ. දවස් 29ක් එක දිගට PEP එක ගන්නකොට තමන්ට තියෙන HIV වලට තියෙන රිස්ක් එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් නැති වෙනවා. හැබැයි continuously හරිම වෙලාවට දවස් 29 එක දිගට බොන්න ඕනේ.
That's the only way you'll be able to.
Yes.
Okay, just
PEP
to.
is like similar to the morning after pill. The
Right.
procedure, like the using procedure is different, but
Yes.
as an example, you can use it as a morning after pill.
Okay, so you have to take it for 29 days.
Yes.
If you are in doubt of that person's
You have a
HIV
risk from
status.
that person.
Okay.
And the other thing is those two protects just you from HIV.
Yes.
Not from
the other
STDs.
STDs.
Not
So
all.
Not from
that's why we are
STDs.
telling you have to use condoms.
Condoms.
Right.
And you have to get screened at least for every 6 months.
Yeah.
And this is for people who are sexually active.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone basically.
Right.
Like actually speaking about it, queer people are pretty like queer community in Sri Lanka is pretty safe about it because
Yes.
we anyways have access
Because,
to
yeah,
it. We
more than
spread
the cishet
awareness.
community,
Yes.
queer community knows
Very-
and
Yeah,
knows
so if
about
there's a
sexual
rumor going on that we are spreading it, honey, no,
Actually,
go
we
check
are.
us out.
And we have grassroots level officers
Yeah.
and all the things. So
I go like every 3 months to get tested and like do the procedure. It's like a daily routine for us, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. And also, it's also good for you and for the people around you.
Exactly.
To know about it, because we did speak to a few years back. We had somebody on the show who was HIV positive and was very kind to give us an insight to it and told us that when they were able to track down the person who transmitted HIV to this person, one, he was not willing to listen to him. Number two, he has had such an extravagant life from that day forward. So that means this has transmitted from him to so many people. So now people are talking about this, so which is a great thing. And also what you said is quite true, because you all have been given this information more frequently, which
And-
gives you all a better understanding.
And
we have
even
easy access.
if you are, if I became HIV positive, I can get medicine. We call it ART treatments, antiretroviral treatments. So if I get proper medications and hari vidhiyata medication gattama,
It will never get to AIDS.
yes, it will never get to AIDS. And if you are a heterosexual man or woman, you can have a marriage life and also you can have a child.
Without HIV being
Yes,
present in the child.
Because when you are getting proper medication, you are getting a stage called undetectable and untransmittable. So you cannot transmit virus to another person when you are getting proper medications.
Great. So PEP is something for you to keep in mind. If you want to get more information, you can always speak to your doctor who is close by. Or if you have children who have come out with about themselves, or even kids you feel are having a very colorful sexual life, please do tell them to be cautious and prepare themselves for this. We're getting into a fun segment. I'm sure these ones are going to give me answers that I'll remember for the rest of my life. It's called Kinky. All right, so this is a very different kinky segment made possible by our friends at Midnight Divas. Have you all shopped there?
We are activists. We don't have money. So.
Sorry. Here we go. Y'all have things that y'all can use here. Okay. All right. Which is the first region your eyes would wander to if you were ever to see your crush naked? You go ahead. You are willing to answer first.
nipples.
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 Nipples. Oh.
අපි polite විදිහට කියමුකෝ glutes කියලා.
Glutes. Right.
Let's say
So for me,
politely
like a
glutes.
bubble bath.
Glued.
Cute
bubble
little
buds.
Oh, that's okay, fine. I did not
That's
know
what I
that.
said.
Glutes are that.
Oh,
Ah, yeah. You just know the vulva version of it.
Thank you.
And Mr. I think we can off the lights because there's so much of glow coming out from his face.
he'll get red. He'll
Yeah.
get like completely
He's already
red.
red.
I'm red.
Okay, tell me. Let's put it this way: upper, lower, behind,
Upper.
upper. There you go. We got the answer. Last question. Which would you like more? To be in control or to be dominated?
To be in control.
Depending on the mood.
Depending on the
Yeah.
Situation?
Because like I would like to be, I don't want to be in a relationship, but if I was, I would like to be with a person who I can feel vulnerable around because my life is basically me controlling everything.
Right.
So yeah, depending on the mood.
Pink cheeks?
Dominate.
Oh,
I mean, I'm controlling.
you're controlling. Okay. I must say, I would like to give this gift to Vishwa, as Vishwa has been prompt with the answers. Well done. Enjoy every bit of it. There you go. Pass it to Vishwa. That's what I feel. Vishwa should get it. Y'all can fight and share if you want to. Okay. Vishwa is keeping it very close. Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after. Welcome back to the show. We are speaking to 4 very unique individuals with very strong principles and mindset. Now, I have to ask you, finding jobs, doing a job which is not activism, is a hard task because activism doesn't pay much, as you said. But tell me, have you all faced very formal, straightforward interviews where, you go with a file and you sit and speak?
Yeah, so as a designer, I do a lot of freelance work, but like
But your framework allows you to express yourself.
Yes, so basically it does, but the issue is designing also. I have a small brand and everything. It's an online brand called Bennett. It's like a free size gender fluid like thing. So in that I do online work, right? It's an online platform. So because of that, they don't see who I am and everything like that. That's okay, but for me to earn money, I do normal jobs. Like I have been like the assistant manager for a designer for a while. Then I have worked in the South as a manager for 2 cafes. I got those jobs in the South because there are foreigners who own it, right? They understand and they're accepting, and I can speak Sinhala and English, and I understand the local ideologies and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, so because of that, I got that job. They didn't even check my CVs. But in Colombo, it's really difficult for me to get a normal job. Even if I'm really good at the interview, even if they want me to come, sometimes they're like, I'll call you back. But they have said all the things that they will hire me and stuff. Then I got to know like they haven't hired me because they don't want to take a risk. That sort of a thing. So it's really difficult. Activism we do out of our own hearts, right? We do as people who is like being a voice for the voiceless sort of a thing. And we don't give about anything, to be honest. So basically that doesn't pay our bills. Most of the time we have to put money into projects and do it. So every savings and everything we have is just vanished. So, yeah.
This one, of course, we'll have to beep a lot. Just word after word. Oh. Now, you tell me, now you are getting into psychology. Do you currently work?
Yeah, I work at NTN, National Transgender Network. Yeah.
But if it was not something in this framework, would it be easy for you to get a job?
Yeah, so I have experience when I was searching for internships during my degree. We have to do a 1-year internship now. So during that, I went for interviews with my colleagues. So what I noticed was when I'm introducing myself, I'm frank and I usually tell not everything, but I don't hide stuff. So mostly.
But if you don't tell, do you think people will gather?
Well, there's one point they can know that I'm a trans man because my school is there on my CV. So it's a girls' school, it's Museus. So when they see that, so they ask. So before they ask, I tell them, I went to Museus College, I'm a trans man, I'm this and this. I'm open about it. So before they ask me, I tell them because I know when they look at my CV. CV, they'll get it. So, but what I have seen is, because I'm being frank and open about it, and like I'm not afraid to say my identity and I'm proud about it, they like it. I have
Right.
seen that in when I went through.
Do you feel people are more accepting towards transitioning woman to man than a man to woman?
Woman to man.
Is more accepting.
Yes, because well, we still live in a patriarchal society, so still men are above everything is the mindset. So like when with trans men, it's like our not mine, but the mindset is like we go up in a status like thing. So one thing is that's why they don't reveal, most trans men don't reveal the identity, because arkin oya kalin kellek ne ar known data, they say you were a
The
girl
privilege
once,
of it.
you won't never be a man, like that. So because of that, most trans men hide it, and like it's going a status upwards in the society.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me, didn't get a happy story from there, so I'm just going to say, went for an interview to a radio station and was rejected for your identity as them.
The color.
Color has nothing to do with radio, man. You can be red and still do a radio show.
Yeah, but they check it. I mean, it's a whole
Why, for
lot
CCTV viewing?
of... I don't know.
But tell me, have you been discriminated apart from that?
Yeah.
Did they ever say that black is a color that can carry off any outfit?
Yes.
I used to work in a call center, so I had to wear like a man, shirt, trousers, and shoes. So I had to keep silence my social media accounts for a while.
And
I was
you didn't
working
like
there.
it. You didn't like
I
pretending
didn't want
to
it to be that. So I just want to be me and do stuff that I want.
Yeah, that like a person who fits into the binary, a person who doesn't fit into the binary like us, it's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
difficult.
For me, it's easy. I'm in
Yeah,
the
because
stereotype,
they
but
pass.
for them, it's really hard.
And like they can change the IDs and everything, but we
Yeah.
have nothing. So
We don't have any legal documents.
be. That is because when you are not in
a binary.
binary.
Yeah.
How is it for you?
Before I came to activism, I have worked with 2 private sector companies in logistic management fields. So because of my appearance, like Thilina said, I fit into the
Normal,
stereotypical man.
yeah.
So they didn't question my orientation. Once they knew about my orientation, they didn't question because I was their hard work labor. So like hard work employee.
Person who
So-
contributed the most.
Yeah, so they didn't question it and they didn't even criticize it. So I didn't went to explain everything to them. I just let it as it is. So after I came to activism, and then I left activism again. Once there's some incident after the corona situation, pandemic. I went to a interview, and there was a factory that they're making equipments. I don't know,
Right.
like crane things. All of them, their working employees are male ones. So they were asked me specifically about my orientation and gender identity. I don't know how they knew. I think it's their interview criteria or something. So I tell them that I'm gay man, and I don't have any issue with working other people. But they rejected me just because I'm a gay man, and they said that there is there are a lot of male workers, so it will be hard to adjust you to be there. Like, ඒගොල්ලෝ කිව්වා ඔයාට එතනට fix වෙන එක අමාරු වෙයි, ඒ නිසා අපිට ඔයාව hire කරන්න බෑ. That's the
Because
only
that they were
incident.
men.
Yes, that's the only
So that
incident.
means I think they were worried about the men who were working there.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were worried about their men
Yeah.
than me.
Before we wrap things up, I just have to ask this final question. There are so many kids who take their lives, who go into severe depression, who have nowhere to turn. Have you all worked with cases like this?
Yes, recently also something happened
Yeah.
where like this person has like suicided, and the family didn't accept them or do any like services, so we had to fundraise
Refused to
within
do
the
the funeral?
community.
Means they didn't want to do the last
Yes,
rites.
Yeah.
because they didn't accept their child. This was, I think, a trans person.
Person.
Yes, so basically we had to collect within the community and put it out there and give them a proper memorial service.
And how young was this child?
I think she's like
Less than
not
30?
young. She's like in her 30s.
And the other issue is, even if they had money, like, I don't think they had much, because again, when it comes to queer people in Sri Lanka, we only have few jobs like sex work, either the NGO industry or like the beauty industry.
Yes.
What else are we supposed to do?
And recently you were telling me that you all were in Nuwara. I would like to know what that was about.
So basically, there is a Malayaga community in Sri Lanka. So the Malayaga community collaborated with a queer organization called
What is the
Aravi.
Malayaga community?
Malayaga-
It's Indian Tamil people.
Right, okay.
In upcountry.
Right, okay.
Workers,
Got it.
Status and
So they collaborated with a queer organization called Aravi in Nuwara. This is one of the first queer organizations in Nuwara. And they did a pride march, which
For
was
the first
amazing.
time in
Yes.
Nuwara.
So we participated in. They invited us to come, and we participated. They took care of us really well, and they supported us. Super friendly, and it was such a wonderful experience.
And before we started the Pride Parade, there were many hate comments on a post
Yeah.
for the flyer about the Pride Parade, and we were expecting some issues and dramas,
Backlash.
but
Honey, nothing
it
happened.
was super nice. The people and the environment and the hospitality was super nice. in
We got a
Worli.
lot of attention.
It's
I
better
have
than
never
Colombo.
faced such a hospitality from any other people around in Sri Lanka. They treated us like, they make us, literally
We
they
are all
make us
family.
home
like
there.
home.
Literally, that's like the Sri Lankan, like,
Yes.
culture. We are hospitable people. We love to take care of other people. So we saw that in the, like,
Yeah, in the
Nuwara and stuff.
Nuwara,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so very much for being here, for being so open, for having such a wonderful conversation. I'm so happy that all of you were here. I hope you enjoyed the show, and you all become the voice for those who are voiceless at this very moment. Thank you so very much, and I wish you all a happy Pride for the month of June.
Same to you too.
Same to you.
And before we wrap things up, thank you so very much for tuning in, and be aware of the society that you're in. It could be your child, your neighbor, could be a friend. Someone will be hiding something, not because they want to, because they feel that you are not open enough to listen to them. We don't want to lose lives. We want to just help lives live a good life. On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you for joining us today. It's right.